What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So I've been meaning to make this video for a while now. We got an Ivara, basically buff request. Ivara has some massive quality of life issues in 2024, and I feel like they are no longer really appropriate. So I'll be talking about all the restrictions that Ivara has to deal with for an invisibility frame in Warframe, and also talking about, how good she is good. Like, she's a powerful frame, but I think these, and most Ivara players are agreeing with me that these changes probably are needed in at least some capacity. We got multiple restrictions on her invis, and, it's other frames will have to deal with this, so I think it's time to change it. So let's get right into it. Before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. We'll be covering the weekly reset tomorrow, and we cover the Jade Shadows dev stream next week, so we'll be having tons of information coming on this channel, so make sure sub and all that kind of stuff. Also, if you enjoyed these types of videos, hit that like button. If we can, maybe get this video spread out enough, maybe Ivara will get these types of buffs. You can only hope. So either way, we'll be covering what these issues are in depth in this video. All right, so let's start off with what ability we're talking about. So I have changed the invisibility settings. If you want to change the new invisibility settings in Warframe, I'm using the glow cloak nowadays. So that's how you look invisible in mission. You can also do semi-transparent or just normal. I'm going to keep the normal one on here just so you can tell when I'm actually invis. For the purposes of these restrictions, we are talking about Ivara's Prowl ability. This is going to be her main invisibility source. So you go invisible and steal loot from unsuspecting enemies or take out prey with precision headshots. Now, this has a bit of text on here, but it's actually lacking a lot of information. What this does not tell you is that this invisibility is broken by bullet jumping. This invisibility is broken by sliding. This invisibility is broken by sprinting. This invisibility is broken by a non-silenced weapon being fired, and additional other restrictions we're about to go over here as well. So it does not tell you all the problems that this ability brings to you when you read this. All it's really telling you is how much drain per second it is, how far the loot stealing radius is, how long it takes to steal the loot, and how big your headshot damage increase is. I've also got the Infiltrate Augment mod on here to make it where I can move faster. Now here's my current Ivara build I use for level 10,000s, and it can deal some pretty good damage. But the damage is not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the quality of life. So with this ability, you are invisible and it drains energy per second. But that drain can become extremely, it's extremely extreme if you are doing the things it does not tell you to avoid, which you have to basically test yourself or look on the wiki. Additionally, I've got another complaint about Ivara. It's her passive. This passive is 50 meters of enemy radar. But if you have not paid attention recently, you might not realize this. Every Warframe in the entire game has built-in enemy radar. I think it's like 20 or 30 meters. So all Ivara, and this was Ivara's old passive. They added the enemy radar to every frame, but did not improve Ivara's passive. They just made it the same one as before, just throw on the base one as well. So I think Ivara could use a new passive, and I think that we could get some restrictions alleviated from Prowl. And let's go ahead and show how Prowl is going to work in the sim here. So I go ahead and cast it. Now she can go invis with her cloaking arrow too, but that's going to involve you, it's going to be a stationary thing. It's also going to involve you potentially shooting at your sentinel to have the cloaking bubble carried around. Okay, so here am I invisible. I slide, invisibility fully turned off. The ability has actually been deactivated by me sliding. All right, do it again. Let's bullet jump. No bullet jumping allowed. So if you wanted to go from right here to up there, how would you do it? You have to either double jump or wall jump to even get up there. For a normal invisibility frame, you just bullet jump up there, no problem. With Ivara, everything is more difficult. You're seriously having to live with some annoying restrictions. And of course, no silencer on my Archiplasmor. I fire a non-silenced gun, I lose invisibility. At high levels, you're dead. So you must sacrifice one mod slot on your guns while playing Ivara to not be losing your invis every bullet you fire to. So we've got a lot of restrictions. I'm not even done talking about the restrictions. So let's go over some additional ones that are hidden and not discussed in the in-game stats. And that will be the melee drain of Prowl. So look at my energy bar right now. It should be like 0.6 per second. When I melee with Ivara, look at the energy bar go down. I drain energy per melee hit as Ivara. It's not set anywhere in the game. You must actually test that yourself to even know. And so if you didn't read the wiki, you didn't thoroughly test these things out. Why does Ivara have this massive restriction? I guess to prevent AFK or something, because this has been in the game for a long time and it's very, very annoying. But I'm not done going over the annoyances with Ivara's Prowl. This one's a little bit hard to test in the actual sim, but I'm going to show you to the best of my ability. We have Mutalised Osprey here. So every every instance of damage you take while in Ivara's invisibility will drain your energy per hit. I'm not kidding. It's another thing not actually shown in game. So this frame has so many restrictions. Let's see if we can actually do this properly here. So we're going to have the enemy release a toxin cloud. Okay, so watch the bar go down. See how the energy is going down? As I take the damage, it's going down. And I drain like what? Like 200 energy from just standing in that toxin cloud? No other frame that's invisible has to deal with that type of energy drain. So it's not like my energy drain is like, you know, unsustainable. But in mission, there's ways you can't, there's things that you can't even avoid. Such as a health drain tower in Disruption. Or a electric conduits tower in Disruption. If you walk near that electric conduit, your energy bar is instantly gone. So you have to mod around Ivara having these massive restrictions in, you know, normal missions. So what I've done here, I've got the Infiltrate Augment for Ivara, which means I can move faster while in her 3. 25% increased movement speed at base. It scales with power strength. So we got 63% movement speed increase. And additionally, we've got Parkour Velocity Tau Shards. This, since we're not allowed to bullet jump, we're not allowed to slide, or even sprint for that matter, we are forced to do this instead. So we have used all these Parkour Velocity Shards to make it where we can basically roll almost as far as a bullet jump. So if I jump and roll, that's what you have to deal with as Ivara. You are just one of the slowest characters by design. So I personally think that DE should be doing some things here to alleviate these types of unnecessary levels of restrictions. Like, I understand like 1 or 2 restrictions because she's perma-invis, but can we have the things that aren't even displayed in game removed? Like, can we have the energy drain from damage removed, energy drain from melee hit removed? I would love to be able to bullet jump as Ivara. Maybe make it where Infiltrate the Augment makes you able to sprint and bullet jump for an additional energy cost. Like, you know, I'll give you 20 energy per bullet jump as Ivara, as long as I can actually bullet jump and not lose invisibility. It is also pretty annoying in mission. Like, I'm showing it in the sim, obviously, but in mission, it's pretty annoying, too. You have to build around these things, like I just said, and other frames like Loki and Ashe do not have these annoying restrictions. Not to mention Octavia definitely does not have these restrictions. If anything, Octavia has a speed buff and perma-invis. So, for Ivara, you are building around being slow. Like, that is just literally what you have to deal with. She's got good damage. Her Prowl ability gives that increased headshot multiplier, so it's not all doom and gloom. But as someone that has played a lot of Ivara, it would be really nice if I wouldn't have to worry about, oh, did I accidentally hit the shift key? Did I sprint for half a second? Because now I'm not invis. For other frames, they don't have to deal with that. You know, Loki, it's not like Loki has a good passive, to be fair. Loki has a wall latch passive. So you could complain about Loki's passive too. But Ivara's passive, I think Ivara's passive should be the enemy radar she has. Also make it where all weapons are innately silent. If I have to put a silencer on all of my guns to not lose invisibility as this character that already has all these other restrictions, it just feels a little bit unfair. So if you were to make it where Ivara's passive is the enemy radar, 50 meters, and all weapons are built-in silencers, that would be at least a little bit of help. You'd at least have a normal, you wouldn't have to make a specifically Ivara build. Like, okay, minus the Exilus slot on every gun Ivara uses. So they could also buff it too. Like I said, the Infiltrate mod could make you allowed to have even more mobility. Or make it where another augment does something involving mobility for Ivara. If they don't want us to be having these built-in mobility features on Ivara, at least give us an option that we can have these in some way, because there is pretty much no way to bullet jump unless you fire a cloaking arrow at a sentinel, and the sentinel is being a very good sentinel and following you around very closely. For a cat, like with Count Kirby or Smita Cat, that option is not available in the slightest. Not to mention, of course, you'll be losing your headshot multiplier while not in Prowl. So I know a lot of Ivara players would agree with me on this one, that there's just too many restrictions on Ivara's invis. And also, when they did those enemy radar changes, it was a kind of a big nerf to her passive. Like, she had built-in enemy radar and nobody else did. Now everybody in the game has it, and she just has more enemy radar. So if you guys have any other things you think that are, you know, pain points with Ivara, let me know in the comments down below. I have talked to a lot of Ivara mains for this video, and their biggest complaints were definitely the mobility. Like, that mobility is annoying as an Ivara player, for sure. I know that people are like, oh, she's good in spy missions. Dude, honestly, if you know what you're doing, she is bad for spy missions because she's so slow. If you got a frame like Wukong, frame like Titania, like whoever, you can do these spy missions twice as fast as an Ivara. Ivara being able to walk through lasers with the Infiltrate Augment hardly matters at all when you look at the grand scheme of things, and if you actually know the layouts of these spy vaults. So I'll see you guys next one. Hope you found this video interesting and helpful. Again, there are more annoyances with Ivara, but it's, to be honest, the hardest part is remembering all of them because there's so many restrictions with this frame, and I think it's mostly because she can literally be perma-invis. Like, I will not leave Invis, like, almost ever. And, you know, it's not like the energy economy's that bad. It's just, why does she have these restrictions in 2024? Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing, too. Since you are invisible for so long, the way that Acolyte's targeting works, Acolytes like to go after Ivara a lot. Like, they will like, knock you out of Invis a lot of the time, too. Any Ivara player might know what I'm talking about on that one. You can alleviate that by uncasting your Invis and then recasting it at the Acolyte's about to spawn. But also, like, no other frame has to do these things. All these things are annoying for Ivara only and not for, like, Ashe, Loki, and the like. So, see you guys next time. Appreciate your support and take it easy. Peace.